All right, I thought this would be a good example for me to show quickly and easily how and when to start a new session. You can use a couple of different commands in order to do this. I'll show you all this in just a second. Let me give you, I guess, the background on where we're at. I'm using George, my Hermes agent, and he and I have been working all morning on some new social media strategies, best practices, and we're going to set up some new systems that we're testing out that George will be able to help me manage all my social media accounts. None of that matters as much as the general picture of where we're at. So I've been working with him for a good while here this morning, and I know we've had a lot of back and forths, and I've used a lot of his brain, his context window, as it were. So, and every once in a while, I will drop this comment in /usage. I'm obviously in Telegram. You can chat with your bots or AI, and this would work even in a Claude or whatever. Although I'm not sure the usage command works for Claude. This is really a Hermes command, but I want to use the command usage to tell me how much of my current context window, that temporary RAM type memory, have I taken up. And so this command gets him to tell me, okay, here's the model we're using, ChatGPT 5.5, input output tokens. What I'm really looking at is this bottom number, this context window, and I'm looking at the percentage. When you get 40% and above, and it's time for you to kind of switch gears into another kind of new topic, or I'm going to start a new big push in a different direction. In this case, I'm going to continue working on social media, but instead of all the strategy stuff we've been working on so far, we're going to now switch to focus on actually setting up this new metricool social media system. So that's kind of a break and a good time to reset and start a new fresh session so that all of this available in memory. So if I started working on a new project right now, 42% of his ability to remember things is already taken up with other old junk. I want all of that so I can have him 100% focused. And really, you never get to 100% because when you get to 60 to 80%, it's going to automatically start compacting the conversation. So he's going to start forgetting. What that does is it creates like a quick summary of everything you've done in this current session. And it compacts it all down to a brief summary. So he starts losing important information that I need him to be able to remember. I don't want that to happen when I'm halfway into this next project. So I'm checking my usage. I see 42%. Anything over 40% is probably a good time, especially if you're going to be changing topics. So what I said, first of all, was thanks for the previous information. I always give him positive reinforcement. That lets him know he gave me good answers. Neil wanted and liked these answers. He liked what I did here. That's important because it helps him remember this is the kind of stuff Neil likes. And then I'm just saying to him, I think we should start a new fresh session so we can work on this next piece of the project here. Be sure to update your short and long-term memory. That's always a smart thing to say because you can see he actually went through and updated something in his memory from the last bits of this conversation that we had there. Be sure to update short and long-term memory. There's no magic in that. You could just say, update your memory, please, whatever. And then give me a good starter prompt that I can use to help get us started on the next phase of what we're doing, because right now he knows exactly what that means because I haven't started the new session yet. So he updated his memory and said, okay, got it, updated my short and long-term memories. Here's a good starter prompt to get me started. So I'm going to make sure I copy that to my clipboard. And now you can use either one of two commands. Reset is one, or /new, /reset or /new. I like, for some reason, I just always use /new. And that's going to ask me to confirm, are you sure you want to discard all your current conversation? Because I'm going to lose. He's not going to remember it, although I might still see it on my screen. George will forget it. So yes, this is exactly what I want to do. You could always approve, but I like just manually approving so that I don't accidentally start a new session, maybe by typing something too fast and I accidentally hit that command. So now it says, okay, we've got a new fresh session. And what I can do is do, again, command usage. And so remember, it was 42% before. You can see there's no data at all. This is a brand new fresh slate. Now I can paste in that command or that prompt that he gave me, the starter prompt, And now I don't have to waste time figuring out what do I need to tell him now that I've wiped his memory clean for this session. What do I need? How do I remind him of the things he's already told me? Just paste this in here. I'll go find all of these documents. We created some operating procedures. We set up documents. He's got all this. So he tells me what to tell him to get us up and running in the most efficient way. So there you go. That's how and when to start a new session, how to know how much memory you've used up, and then how to get him to prompt it so that all I have to do is paste that in, and now we're up and running. It'll take him a minute or two. He's still thinking about things. I can see up here it says Hermes is typing. That means he's still in the middle of reading these documents, getting himself up to speed. And in a minute, he'll come back in here and say, okay, got it. I'm up to speed. Where do you want to begin? And he'll know exactly what we're doing, and we can pick up on this new, right, here you go. So unfortunately, he tends to write long things, but you have to read all this, and really most of this is necessary. It's just part of working with your AIs. So there you go. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, we'll see you soon. Thanks.